91.3 RSU Radio. Hit us up on Twitter, twitter.com/cultureshock and 913, or call us and be part of the show, 343-7913.
You can also, if you're Facebook savvy, which I am, facebook.com/RSU Radio. Fan up with RSU Radio on Facebook.
That's right.
But if you want to fan up with Turbo as well, I'm all about making new friends.
Right on.
Yeah, facebook.com/turbo913. So on this show, you're listening to Culture Shock, by the way, we're talking about aliens in reference to ancient aliens.
Yes.
And whether or not, we were visited even way, way back, like before the Egyptian times. And we have a clip right here for you. We were talking about the Sumerian text earlier, and so we're going to play you a clip. By the way, I want to mention again, all these clips that we acquired from historychannel.com.
Yes.
And, we've cited some of the authors. But, yeah, for any of these clips that you want to check out, historychannel.com, Ancient Aliens is the best way to get a hold of him.
Let's, I guess, cite who this is that's speaking. There's obviously the announcer for the show, and then the actual dude talking is Jason Martell. He's a UFOologist.
Ufologist.
Ufologist.
Yes,
ufologist. I don't know.
Yeah, it is pretty tough. All right, here it is. This is what he has to say about the Sumerian text.
6,000-year-old artifacts have been found in what was Sumeria, modern-day Iraq. Interpreters of the carvings have said they depict servants or helpers of their god.
Many of the artifacts that they've left us resemble what we would call today a modern-day gray alien. Large bulbous head, large eyes, spindly limbs, very thin bodies.
All right, so there it is. Yeah, he's talking about, basically the Sumerian text, and none of this is written down in an actual language of sorts. It's all,
it's all
like,
pictures.
Right, pictures, right, which was, I guess, the best way that they back then could figure out how to, convey any sort of thought or idea.
Too.
Sculptures as well. But yeah, a lot of it, dating back, to that far, shows people that are like a humanoid in nature, like they're
similar
bipedal walking,
creatures,
but they're not human.
No.
They're depicted as being very different from human,
yes.
despite all the things that we share with them as far as like what am I trying to say here?
Body type wise,
I guess you could say, yeah. Maybe I could have said it better anyway.
Yeah, but they definitely show bigger heads, bigger eyes.
Yes.
Some of the sculptures even kind of resemble frogs, I guess you could say. Because how frogs like had the big eyes and stuff, like cartoon looking frog kind of people.
One of the things that I myself is kind of like observed when you're talking about aliens and people wanting to say that they exist or that they don't, and of course please call us 343-7913 when we're not talking on the mic and let us know whether or not you think that they exist or not. We're taking a poll, but that it scares a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because you have to think that any sort of being that has the ability and the technology to travel the vast distances that it would take to get here, that they quite obviously probably have, the ability.
Amazing weapons.
Well, exactly. To me, I would have to relate it to, like, when you're walking past a pile of ants and you step on them, what do you think? Well, nothing,
Nothing.
And right. And so as advanced as these aliens are, I think that's a good analogy to, it doesn't really matter to them, whether or not they destroy us or not.
Yeah.
Because they certainly have to have the technology to do so. So I think, in a lot of ways that we're kind of like, I don't know, guinea pigs,
Guinea pigs,
lab rats.
Yeah, lab rats.
Yeah, it could be that, they're just interested in us. And, some people say, well, they helped us way back then. Why aren't they here helping us now? Well, maybe they're not here to help us so much as they are just to study us and watch us and see what it is that we do.
What I guess they've given us.
Right, and last week we were talking conspiracy theories, and there's the whole 2012 thing.
Yes, there
and
is.
the Mayan calendar, da-da-da-da-da. And that is kind of like where it lies for me, that if anything does at all happen in 2012, I think it's like we are finally going to know.
Whether or not it's for real.
Yeah, we'll make, there'll be empirical evidence to back up that, yes, they are here. If nothing else, we will be, conversing with them in some fashion. So,
which, that's interesting, because I've got a little
some stuff for
news for you.
For the stupid, strange, silly news stories?
Yeah, about, I guess, what could be linked to what you were just saying. So we'll discuss
very
it
interesting.
later.
Yeah, at about 5:15 or so, we do have a prize pack giveaway, so don't forget about that. 343-7913, be caller number 6, and we'll hook you up with that prize pack. It's a Dane Cook CD, DVD, Isolated Incident.
Yes.
And we also have a Hank the Third album, as well as 2 stickers for you. So yeah, 343-7913. Don't forget those numbers. When we tell you to call in, be caller number 6, and you'll be hooked up and good to go. I think right now we are going to go ahead and get into some more music.
Nice.
Yeah, so right now we're going to play you a little bit of the Reverend Horton Heat.
Awesome.
Who doesn't like the Rev?
I don't know, man. He's one of my favorites for sure.
Absolutely. I think Psychobilly Freakout is probably my favorite song.
Really?
Yeah, well, just because of how crazy it is. It's a Psychobilly Freakout. Okay, here we go. New York City Girls, Reverend Horton Heat. Keep it right here. This is 91.3.
Real College Radio.
Classic music from Flogging Molly. Drunken Lullabies was the name of that one. You're listening to 91.3 FM RSU Radio, and this show is called Culture Shock.
Nice.
I'm actually stoked that you did that with me.
Yeah, I thought I would jump in there and make a noise with you.
And it's fun, too, because, I used to do TNT with Tip Toasty, and he would always get so aggravated at me for making, like, my own, like, sound effects.
Oh, really?
Well, I think sound effects are fun when you make them with your mouth. Let's do it again. Take that, Tip Toasty.
Yeah.
All right, so, again, you're listening to Culture Shock. I'm Turbo.
And I'm Karen Killowatt.
And, the show today has been about aliens. Mm-hmm. Yes, and we've got a poll going, and we're going to go ahead and keep it going until we talked to you the last time, here on the show at about 6 o'clock or so. 343-7913. Call us and let us know, you believe in aliens or do you not believe in aliens? Mm-hmm. In any context, whether you think that they've actually visited Earth, doesn't matter. We just want to know if you think aliens exist or not. And so far we're 8-1.
Well, if you include us, it's 8-1, yeah. Right. But if you don't include us, it's 6-1.
Okay, 6-1 still pretty good odds.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're doing all right over here. And then, of course, for a lot of people, unfortunately, this is like a sensitive subject because it conflicts with some of their, religious views. So I would like to point out that we are certainly not trying to offend anyone.
No, not at all. We just,
we're not saying that whatever it is that you believe isn't right or
True
whatever.
Or valid.
We're just saying what we tend to believe, and I'm sorry, but I do believe that aliens exist.
I just broke a pen. After doing all this research, dude, I gotta go with you. I mean, as much as I think space is dumb and a waste of time, but I do have to go with you.
It's kind of like the ghost thing too, where there's such an abundance of information available, but like 60 to 70% of what is out there are a bunch of quacks.
Bogus.
Bogus people who are just like making stuff up or whatever. There's tons of websites out there. I'm trying to remember. AlienHub.com was a pretty good one, and I believe it was there that I saw like all the best in UFO photos, like photos that couldn't be debunked or proved as being fake.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
And they had them listed all the way from the earliest photo was taken I think it was in the 1800s. Yeah, it was 1865 or something like that when cameras were just first being developed or whatever. They called it a stereo photo or for some reason I'm not sure. But they date back that far as as far as modern technology being able to take a picture of something. So yeah, that's what the show's been about. But speaking of shows, we have some upcoming shows and we do have guests again. Finally, we've had 2 weeks of shows without guests, which they've still been fun.
Yeah,
and they've still been culture shocky. But next week we're going to have a psychologist on, Dr. Waller, and we're going to be talking about psychological oddities, so of all different kinds. Just talking about some of the, I guess you could say, crazy things that some people do, and some other things. So yeah, Dr. Waller, a psychologist, will be on next week. The following week, a show I'm very excited about is the Tulsa Metaphysical place.
We're going to be talking about dreams.
Yes, dreams and dream interpretation. So be thinking, and don't forget you can send us an email with your questions, cultureshock913@hotmail.com, if you have a question about a certain dream that you're having and you want it interpreted.
Yeah.
And we got to get that by, what is it, Tuesday? We're going to actually talk to this guy, and we're going to record the interview.
coming Tuesday.
Yes, we'll be speaking with him this Tuesday. So yeah, if you have something that you want to ask, the Tulsa Metaphysics team, get a hold of us and let us know so we can ask him questions. Let's see, what else do we got going on? Guess we've covered Clownvis is something I want to talk about real quick. If you're not aware, Clownvis Presley is actually I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb here and say a personal friend of Turbo's.
Right on.
And sometimes I talk in third person. But Clownvis Presley is actually he's from St. Louis, is where he's based out of, and he's gotten a relatively large amount of popularity in that city, dressing up as a clown Elvis, okay? And he does magic tricks, and he also sings Elvis songs. So
is he a juggalo, Clownvis?
No.
Okay, just,
No juggalos in my
I had to find out.
vicinity.
I just had to know.
Yes, okay.
So he's all right then.
Yes, he's very cool. But you can get on Facebook and just do a search for Clownvis Presley. He's on MySpace as well. If you're friended up with me, you can find him for sure. But he's on America's Got Talent.
Really?
Which is a show that I had never watched until this season.
I
hadn't. I'd never watched it, never paid attention, didn't care. I've started watching it this season. There's two things that have struck me. One is which there's a lot of people out there that have some crazy cool talents.
We need to write these people's names down.
We should and see if we can talk to them.
And we will see if we can talk to them.
Right,
because that would be really cool.
Yeah, but Clownvis is going to be on the Chicago version when they're in Chicago doing stuff, and that airs this Tuesday at I believe it's 8:00.
Okay.
Maybe 7 or 8 o'clock, whatever time it comes on. But it's on Tuesday, and I'm working right now to get Clownvis to do an interview with us.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing
it's
too.
On national TV. How cool would that be if you talk to us?
Right, it would be very cool. So what I'm asking you is, if you get onto Facebook, go onto Clownvis's Facebook page and tell him, pester him and tell him to do an interview with Turbo and Karen Killowatt of Culture Shock. So there's that. Right now, as promised, we have a prize pack.
We do.
And what does our prize pack have in it?
It's kinds of awesomeness.
Of
It's
course.
got a Dane Cook CD/DVD.
Yes, for the isolated incident stand-up routine that he did.
Hank Williams III.
Yes.
His new album. A Flight of the Conchord sticker and a 91.3 sticker.
Yes, so as promised, we're giving that away, and we're giving it away right now. So all you have to do is call me at 343-7913, be caller number 6, and you will score that prize pack. 343-7913, be caller number 6 for the RSU Radio prize pack. Right now, we're going to roll through a short break. Get you your entertainment calendar courtesy of Tricky Ricky and your weather information. When we come back, some Dropkick Murphys. You are listening to Culture Shock on 91.3.
RSU Radio. You're listening to Culture Shock. Be part of the show. 343-7913.